Hey everybody, welcome back to Video Game Esoterica on our continuing series on the Wii U, and today we're taking a look at an amazing open world game in LEGO City Undercover. Before we get too far involved, if you could do me a huge favor, go down below, hit like and subscribe, ring that notification bell, we really appreciate it. And if you feel so inclined, we got a Patreon link down below as well if you want to support the channel. But LEGO City Undercover is what you would think Grand Theft Auto would be if you weren't shooting people and there were no prostitutes, because those are things that do not exist in the LEGO universe, at least I definitely hope they don't. But this is Grand Theft Auto LEGO, and that is not a bad thing. This game has so many things going on for it. You're in this giant open world, you have different missions to complete, and seeing an entire world built out of LEGO is just absolutely amazing to look at. This game is just so charming, so visually unique because it is based on the LEGO world. It's something that when I first tried it out, I absolutely fell in love with it. And this was the first LEGO game I had ever played, because really, and I played some more and enjoyed them since then, it wasn't something that I really gravitated towards, but seeing this game in action in previews and seeing the videos and seeing what they were doing with that kind of Grand Theft Auto formula in the LEGO universe, I 100% had to check it out. And just like Grand Theft Auto, there are a ton of different things to do. You have different mini games like basketball shooting. The world is alive in the same way that Grand Theft Auto is, and in some ways I would say the Traveler's Tales included more things to do than some of the Grand Theft Auto games. And I just absolutely appreciate that it's not just a semi-open world game where all you do is drive from A to B, but there are a ton of different hidden items all throughout the world that you want to find and check out. And visually, I can't say enough good things about this game, because basically everything is made of LEGO, as you would expect in a LEGO universe game. But just how well that translates into an open world environment is a lot of fun. Being able to build an entire world out of Legos and being able to play a game, this is like my childhood imagination come to life when I would create different scenes in LEGO and kind of create my own stories. Granted, this game creates a story for me, but the one that it does is so great that you just absolutely want to continue to play it. And even when things aren't made of Legos, like the water here, it looks so good that I just can't help but love the game. And this did come out on other platforms as well. It came out on the Switch, the Xbox One, and the PlayStation 4. And while this is probably going to be the least impressive version of the game, the Wii U gamepad integration, plus the fact that it's the first place I played it, makes it my favorite version, because it runs pretty well. You're going to get some, frame rate hiccups here and there, but nothing that's really going to affect the gameplay. And I have checked this out on Xbox One, and it's not that much more impressive. And I do love that the Lego shark eats you. I jumped out of the boat intentionally just to show you guys that, because just like in Grand Theft Auto 4, you can't swim in this game, and that's kind of an intriguing thing. But I love how the mission structure works. You have your open world areas, and then you have different missions that you're able to complete. And right here we're going to Apollo Island, and we have to steal a moon buggy. And the game has a really good sense of humor. It's telling you you're stealing a moon buggy, but all the ways you go about doing it, and all the characterizations and dialogue in the game are just really charming. And I would say that this is extremely good writing for a game, about as good as Grand Theft Auto 5. There's a ton of lines of dialogue, and they really like playing around with the way that the characters talk to you. There's double entendre jokes, there's different tongue-in-cheek ways they say things. They've made this world not only look amazing and play amazing, but the story and the dialogue and the voiceovers that you get just further reinforce the kind of joking, not joking nature of LEGO City Undercover. But even the gameplay is awesome. We get this little parkour segment here, and controlling your character feels supernatural, like you would want it to feel like in a open world 3D game. And even the combat, while minimal in the game, is still impressive enough that you're going to have a good time. But the major success of this game is just how damn charming it really is. Being able to inhabit this LEGO world is so much fun, and all the different diverse missions and stories you get really make you want to keep playing, because each mission has this completely different theme, a complete different look to it, and a different mechanic. And I'm just showing you one of the missions as to not spoil too much of the game if you've never played it. But you'll see here that there is a disguise mechanic in the game as well. You're able to collect different disguises, and each persona has its own unique power-ups that you can use. You can't use the teleporter unless you're the spaceman. But watch the sequence, it's super fun, and I'll be back in a minute. We'll keep talking about the game, but enjoy the dialogue and that space monkey.
All engineering staff, please report to the shuttle bay.
Whoa! Sheesh! That is one small step, Foreman.
Perfect. While they're all busy working on the shuttle, I can just get to the moon buggy, which is somewhere around there. In the middle of the shuttle.
So now that we're indoors in the mission proper, everything gets a little bit smaller. You know, we were outside, the world was huge like any open world game should and would be, but now that we're indoors, it's going to play more like a traditional 3D, action puzzle platformer. While the combat isn't deep, you've got a few hits, a few throws, it's enough to kind of make it feel like you've got something going on. But what I love about the indoor areas is just how diverse of mechanics they are. There's a lot of different light puzzle solving elements that you have to go through, and it feels like a really nice experience. Because right when you're getting a little bit tired of going through the open world and exploring, the game's going to give you a mission to complete. And when you're pretty much kind of maybe not bored, but done with the mission, and you want to get back outside and explore some more, the game's going to let you. The pacing is absolutely outstanding, and even the dialogue is great. Checking the air freshener in the shuttle, and it is pine fresh. And this game is filled with little lines like that. They're always giving you something to laugh at in the background that has nothing to do with the game as far as progression. It's just a little bit of extra fun. And light puzzle solving, like I said, we need to knock this little plaque off the wall behind the space monkey there, and we're able to build those Legos up so we can move the battery down the path. And you want to collect as many Legos in this game as you can, because there's a lot of different builds in the levels and out in the open world that you're going to have to complete. But now switching over to the other disguise, we're able to use the dynamite to blow the door off the space, and we can move on. So you're always swapping the characters that you're using, you're always swapping the gameplay styles. This game has just great pacing that always makes you want to keep playing it. But I'm going to stop talking again for about a minute, listen to the dialogue, it's great, and I'll be back in just a second.
At Optimal, with 5 different flavors, including 2 diet sodas.
Now to find some way of getting all those workers out of the hangar. Yep, that might get their attention.
So now that we've destroyed the planet diorama, we can move up to the next area, and I love how this particular stage and most of the other stages, they keep changing what's going on. Sometimes you're solving a puzzle, sometimes you're dealing with combat, but as we go up the chain here, we're in a completely different visual area. Even if it happens to still be the same spaceport that we're at, things look different, and now we're using our gun again to move these lasers around to be able to unlock that ladder. So the game's constantly giving you something new and interesting to experience, so you never get bored. Whether that's being in the open world areas or the mission areas or even different areas in those particular missions, everything's always changing around enough so that you're going to be intrigued by what's going on. And like I said, even if the combat isn't deep, it's still a lot of fun. You've got some grapples, and if you push the buttons at just the right second, you can do things like this. And it's just fun. There's so many little details in this game, so many little touches. You can tell the developers that made it had an absolute blast making the game and wanted to put so much charm and so many elements in, but you couldn't help but smile when you play the game. And that's my takeaway from LEGO City Undercover. It always makes me happy when I play it. Whether a game is cheery, whether it's a horror game, whether it's an action game, they're all supposed to be fun. And even if I'm playing a horror game, I still want to be happy and smiling and enjoying my experience while I play it, because I have limited time and I can't play every game from start to finish. I'd like to. So something like LEGO City Undercover, just how happy it makes me feel when I play it is exactly what I want. And I'm pretty sure we mishandled that moon buggy pretty badly. You're not supposed to drop them. But now that we've gotten it, we've completed the mission, and just about the time that I kind of wanted to get back to exploring the open world, the game lets me do so. But short of that, if you've never played LEGO City Undercover, 100% go and check it out. It's amazing. I love it. It's worth the money on whatever platform you play it on. But we will be back next Tuesday with our episode in our Wii U series, and we'll be back on Friday and Sunday with videos in those series as well. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I love chatting with you guys. But short of that, if you could do me a huge favor again and go down below, hit like and subscribe. It takes a lot of energy and effort to make each one of these videos, and we appreciate your support. But play this game. Even if you don't think you like LEGO, you'll love it. Bye-bye.